Hello, friends. Hello. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. It's Friday morning here. It's just a very interesting time. I don't know. Here's today's card. Protection is needed right now. I'm just going to jump right in with today's card. Now, when I made this card, I find this quite interesting. So first of all, welcome to Hive Magic and our messages. This is our daily page-a-day storytelling page-a-day challenge. If you're going to write along with me, what is it? That's an oracle card of the day. You use this little few minutes, how you want. If you just want to use it for the oracle card, we're going to read the chapter, the channeled chapter that goes along with this here in just a second. There's further messages and metaphors and synchronicities and signs in there for you as well. You can just choose to hang out with me. It looks like I'm trying to be on every day now. It's morning. It's a little cold here today. It's in the 30s. The sun is coming out. I saw a bunch of is it foxes or fox? Foxes? Multiple foxes this morning on my morning walk. So fox spirit animal coming out. And just if you... let's just get into this and then I'll play around with all the other stuff in a minute here. Okay, so here's the card for today. Now this is the queen bee who is always protected by the other members of the hive. Like I'm just calling them the hive guardians. I don't know what their real name is in, perfect bee language or whatever. But, hive guardians taking care of the queen, taking care of royalty, divinely protected. And when I made the background of this card, it's hard to tell here, but it's like a huge magnified piece of black tourmaline is here in the background. So let's bring in, I think there's different types of protection that might be required based on your own situation. A lot of it feels like it's in the mental body, like protecting yourself from thoughts and feelings of your own making that are possibly bringing your vibration down. So if I had to tap into the collective of those that are watching this message, I would say be on the alert for that. And if you feel that wobble, then, up your energy clearing and get your vibe higher. Before I read the chapter here, because this seems to go hand in hand, is later on today I will be uploading the second part of the karmic situations, karmic cycles, and divine timing deep dive with spirit. We had part 1 I uploaded yesterday. That was kind of like the channeling and the overall messages, like a collective message. Today, and because the file was too long, so today I have the pick a card that I'll be uploading, and much of what I'm talking about here comes out as an overarching theme in that pick a card if you choose to watch that, if you're, into that. So let's read chapter 4. So what happens if you're doing the page a day is if you can write a page a day or a chapter a day, by the time we're finished here we're on chapter 4. In about 30-ish more days, we're going to have a whole book that I'll show you if you're interested in doing your own book too, along with me, show you how to publish that and get that out there. It's very easy. Steps, we can go through together and all that, but we'll end up with a finished book, and in this case, an accompanying deck of oracle cards. So protection is needed right now. When we left off with the Hive Magic book, we had Ben tending his beehives, and he needed to get to his mom at the Homes for the Slightly Less Agile because she had some ogre from the Forbidden Woods that she said was coming to spirit her away and take her away to be his bride. So the channel chapter today is chapter 4. So use this along with the card to glean any, get any additional messages for yourself. So this is chapter 4, Do What You Can. Ben headed out the door and made his way towards the homes for the slightly less agile. He had one errand to run first, and that was to drop by his best friend's house and pay it forward. Zachary McFarlane and Ben had been friends since grade school. They'd been voted most likely to have a hangover in high school and had even decided to go to Edinburgh College together. The college had an amazing rugby team, and both Ben and Zachary had been star players in high school. Ben had been up all night making jars of lavender honey for his friends. He liked doing these types of what others considered womanly hobbies, but to him were just ways to have fun and relax. He'd made Zachary a big jar of honey and had a second-hand sweater he had gotten from Scotland over the Rainbow, Tessa Locke's repurposed shop. He knew it would look great on Zachary, and the light, bright colors might help cheer his friend up. Ben pulled up to Zachary's beach bungalow and could tell by the swells that a storm was blowing in. He knocked several times, but no answer. He shaded his eyes and looked further out to the bay. He could see the mast of a sailboat and the familiar Honey Ascot boat he knew so well. Ben couldn't understand why Zachary might go sailing right now when it was clear that a storm was coming. He pulled out his cell and dialed Zachary's number. Voicemail. Ben couldn't control this situation, so he made a prayer to his angel guides and asked for Zachary's safety and then let the matter go. He placed the jar of honey and the package with the sweater in the basket by the door and went back to the car. Now to talk to Edwina and get back home before that storm rolled in. So lots of different types of protection mentioned in that chapter. Why does it look like there's like a whiteout outside? It's really, it's really not that horrible. I wish the light from the windows would come in better than it does, although it is getting rather gray. Maybe it is raining. I don't know, the weather just keeps changing. But anyway, lots of different types of protection. So for me, it's not focusing too much on the weather patterns. I don't have complete control over the weather, although that remains to be seen. We're going to talk about that later, like weather. I want to do a video on weather. I guess they're calling it weather spells, but it's more than that. It's not a weather spell. It's more shamanistic in nature. So we'll talk about that separately. But protecting yourself against like things you can't control. In this case, like what in the world is Zachary doing? Like Ben's like, what? He's going out in a storm, but he can't like let his mental body take over and like worry too much about what's going on with Zachary. So maybe you have a friend who you're worried about. Maybe you have in this case, an aging parent you're worried about because Ben's mom has got some weird stuff going on with her. Maybe you just have your own things coming up in your own world. And so in Ben's case, you know, he's like taking his mind off of some of those things by doing his hobbies, getting out there and doing some service work by paying it forward, bringing Zachary a gift. And, you know, I guess that's just some advice on what you could do today to help protect yourself from yourself. Protect yourself from yourself, because I don't think it's coming from coming from outward in so much, like psychic attack. I think it's your own psychic attacking yourself that needs to be put in check today. So take a look at that. You know how to clear your energy and do some of the things maybe that were advice here in this channeling for today. And with that in mind, I will see you again tomorrow for the next chapter, and I might catch you all in the pick a card that will be uploaded later today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Take care.